Are you having trouble finding events and conventions near you? I'm your brother from another mother, Evil Aniki, and today I'm going over my tools for how I find out about events because this is like one of the number one things people ask me. It's like, how do you find out about all these events? How do you go to all these conventions? What do you like? Where do you find out about all these pop-ups? And I'm going to be honest, guys. There's a lot of different tools that I use. I'm going to give a big shout out to Instagram to start off with. Being active on Instagram and being active in the community, your local community for cosplayers or your anime event like anime stores, they will post up a lot about their pop-ups, and cosplayers love doing pop-up events themselves. A lot of cosplayers will be running the fan cup sleeve events or the fan pop-ups or the fan cosplayer meetups. I've seen so many meetups in the last this year has been there's been like dozens and dozens of cup sleeve events here in LA for Zenless Zone Zero, for Alien Stage, for Love and Deep Space. The gotcha games really take over the cup sleeve event. Although it's not just them. I mean, I've seen anime ones like Bungo Stray Dogs, and usually it's just like those fandoms that tend to be for for people who are like in their early 20s. For the tea shops at the moment, I don't know if like older generations are super into boba. I'm not into boba, but who knows. But yeah, Instagram, great asset. And also, once you start looking up about, for me personally, once I started looking up and going to all bunch of conventions, all of my Instagram ads turned into ads for conventions. So I'm gonna be honest, guys, it's really obnoxious. It's really helpful. I'm not gonna lie, it's really helpful that I go through Instagram and there's just a bunch of ads getting served to me that are for conventions. But it's also really obnoxious because it's like I'll see a cool event and it's like this is in Texas. This is in New York. This is in Florida. How is it? How I'm not going to be able to go to this? I would love to go to this. I'm not going to be able to go to this. I can't go to this 1 day pop up event in Florida. Like, what are you doing, Instagram? Pop ups are also really active on Instagram, and it's probably the best location. I will say, if you are running an event, you need to make sure you post on every single website you can. Because like if you're not, it's like bruh, like people use so many different websites to be able to find out about events, and it just doesn't make sense that you're only using one website. Uh, I'm loading up another website here. Okay, so let's get into this. So first, we went over Instagram. Second, a notable mention to Facebook. Facebook is hit or miss. Sometimes you'll go on there and you'll find some great small events. Usually it's like the boomer events, like, oh, we have a flea market this weekend, or oh, there's a swap meet, or oh, there's this event. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Facebook used to be like a thing like 10 years ago where you could go on there and you could find anime events. And sometimes you still will. A lot of people still use Facebook groups for their Anime Expo meetup pages, but most of the time it's just Discords or Instagram pages now. Some people still use the Facebook for it. Now, I'll be honest, when I go on Facebook and I try and find out about an anime event, I'll type in anime event, and then it'll load up every anime event that's ever happened since 2010 in that area that I'm looking. And it's just like, bruh, now I need to refine my search to be like in the future because Facebook is for some reason showing me a group page, an event group page from 2013 for a Naruto meetup for anime, and it's just like, why Facebook? Why are you doing that? But that's a, no one really uses Facebook anymore. I'm gonna be fully honest. The next, but the next big website tool, thing that I use uh, is this. This is another one. This is a big one, guys. This one I can actually show you. This is let's okay is animecons.com. This is a great tool for finding out about all of the major conventions in your area. You can just click on it and you can just see the schedule, and it's going to load. The schedule is going to be a little bit chaotic. Yeah. See, so it can just load them up like this. You can see like it loads them up by date. And this is just every convention that's ever listed on this in the world that's listed on this website. There's probably more. I'm gonna be honest. There's probably a lot more that aren't listed on this website. This website mainly specializes in larger events, so a lot of the smaller events don't get listed here. And also, it's mainly anime themed. So a lot of the non-anime stuff kind of like slips by on this one. And so, but you can also go to a calendar theme, and you can just check it out. And so it's like there was Anime Expo, but also during Anime Expo there was Fan Expo Denver, Japan Expo. I think that was in France. Anime Maritime, Anime Midwest, Montreal Comic Con, AnimeCon, AnimeCon World, AVCon, Columbia Anime and Video, something, Ganbate, Glasgow Anime and Gaming Con, Otaku, Detroit Summer Bash. Like, that's crazy. Everyone knows about Anime Expo. Does anyone in like all these other conventions? Like, how many people are going to these? Like, I bet you so many people skip these and just fly out for Anime Expo because Anime Expo is so big. But also, it's crazy to think that there's like a lot of these. Like, there's so many conventions every weekend that people just don't know about. Like, this is insane. Like, look at this. Look at how big this is. And then what's this weekend? This weekend is the 19th. We got Connecticon, Teko, Animatsuri, Anime Market Sacramento, Delta H Con, Doki Dokon, Florida SuperCon, Hyper Japan, Anime Ultra, Atsuka. The list goes on. This is crazy, and obviously I can't make it to out a lot of these because a lot of these are probably like, where's ToshoCon? Let's find out where ToshoCon is. I've never heard of this one in my life. It's in New Jersey. I'm not gonna make it to New Jersey, but maybe you're in New Jersey and you're like looking for AnimeCon. So this is like such an interesting tool and website to use. They also do like some news stuff sometimes. I don't actually really ever look at it, but I recommend their tool here. This just the whole website is just great for discovering anime conventions. Another thing that so besides using this to find the big events, I'm gonna be honest. This is great for big events that are reoccurring. These are like actual conventions that like happen once every year, right? But what if it's like an event that maybe doesn't happen every year? So a good example of this would be like Bandai Card Fest. Bandai has a card fest that goes around the world, and it just happens at different times. And it's not going to be listed on this because it's not an anime convention per se. Uh, what I did when first of all, how I'd even discovered Bandai did events like that in the first place is if you go back on my channel, I went to a Digimon event at the LA Convention Center, and then the year after that, I went to a Bandai Card Games Fest. And unfortunately, the Bandai Card Games Fest is not coming to LA Convention Center this year. But how I did find out about it originally was through the LA Convention Center itself. So if you have an active convention center, you just go to their website and go to their events tab and just go through their events. Like, look at this. Like, you can discover all of the events. Like, this one's going on. I almost considered going to this Gothic market, but I could find out very little about them online, and it made me a little hesitant to want to go. But look at this. You can find out so many amazing events in your area just by doing this. And like sometimes they're like, what is this? This is insane. I don't know what this is. Franchise Expo. So, and a lot of these are free. Like, look, I bet you this is free. I bet you this is free. Uh, this probably won't be free. HorrorCon's not free. I've been to HorrorCon. LA Comic Con, Bandai card game event. Look at this. So there is a Bandai card game event coming up. I don't know if this is actually but there's no info, right? So the thing with these like convention center websites is usually they have to book the website far in advance. But if you go here and you like click on it and it's just like, what is this? And you click on the official website, it's just going to be a store. I've already looked at this core TCG. So my prediction for this is that this is not a Bandai card event so much as it's probably a tournament of some sort. This could be a One Piece tournament. This could be, it could be a lot of things. I'm just hoping they're going to be selling Gundam or have some Gundam stuff related there. But that is a great, this is a great way to find out about events. There's so many events that just like Weckfest. I've been to Weckfest. I've tried making a video on it, but I'm not really a car guy, so it doesn't really do much for me. Uh, Adobe Max. I know people hate Adobe, but I'm addicted. Just going through it. Collecticon, LA Art Show, Himalayan International Expo. What does that even mean? I don't even know. Security and Safety Expo. And this is how you find out about like some of the crazy shows, like some of the weird shows that you would never like normally go to. And we can go. That was just LA. Now we're at the Anaheim Convention Center. Anaheim Convention Center. they've got some crazy events as well. Like they've got the 7-Eleven convention uh, this weekend. I'm not gonna be going to that, but that's insane. Their website's not as good. LA Convention Center's website's probably better, but Anaheim, like you have to look up some of these events way in advance as well. Because next month there's the Pokemon World Championship, and you have to apply like 6 months in advance to even be able to be an attendee for free. It's crazy. Um, and then there's Anime Impulse down there. Uh, yeah, and there's just so many different show. Orange County Auto Show, Yu-Gi-Oh Championship Series Anaheim, uh, Landscape Expo. Like this is just going straight to the website is so helpful for finding out about events. It's honestly one of the best ways I find out about new events. And what is this? AI AIM Expo? I almost said anime. What is AIM? There's no info about it on the website. Let's like go to their website then. Okay, I thought I was worried there that was going to be an AI thing, but I think it's a motorcycle, ATV, side by side, and e-power vehicles. Okay, that sounds cool. I mean, this sounds like a really cool. Oh, and we're on Instagram. This sounds like a really cool event. I might check this one out. I'm not really into motorcycles, but it's a different type of thing. But yeah, just going to the website really really handy. The Ontario Convention Center has one as well, but they kind of suck. I'm not gonna be honest. Creepy Con is not that bad. Creepy Con does an event twice a year at Ontario, but like look at here, like AX Chibi's already been booked and then they're not on the website. It's like it's Ontario Convention Center not the best with their event calendar. Maybe it's under no, I don't know. And then there's also the Pomona Fairplex. I'm just doing the ones here in LA at the moment, and the Pomona Fairplex they list everything. They list all of their crazy events. If you're looking to get into like vintage, they do a lot of vintage stuff. I don't know if they're gonna list out any anime events. In and Out Burger and what people are doing at some of these events. I don't know. Yeah, they don't even list their anime events, but I think the next one would be in January anyway, so I don't know. Can I have no idea. But the next best tool I use is Eventbrite. Everyone's probably been screaming, Aniki, what about Eventbrite? Don't you use Eventbrite? Eventbrite's really good. Yeah, I use Eventbrite. I just go on there and I type in anime. It's that easy. It's that easy, guys. And then it's just gonna load up everything. Uh, this is great for finding out about like film screenings or like smaller party type things. And also, if you type it in, the promoteds usually are garbage. But like, here's this one. This one's coming up in August. I've been to Deco before. This venue is just a parking lot. It sounds cool. It's just a parking lot, and it was very hot. Uh, Maybe in August it'll be a little bit cooler because I think last time they did it in summer and it was just killing me. Here's a new one, Kimochi-Con. This is actually, I believe, uh, this is a spiritual successor to this is a spiritual successor to H Night, which I've been to and I've done a video on. And this one's just brand new. I didn't know they had tickets out already. Let's check their tickets and let's see if we got a date for them. October 3rd, 11 a.m. That's a Friday. Is it a Friday? I don't know if that's true. It's probably still under. No, it's. Is that another event? I'm confused. What am I looking at? What is this one then? Why is this more events from this organizer? I don't know. They're working that one out, I guess. But like, look at this. We can like, here's like an idol meetup. Here's whatever this is, Millennium Actress, Dragon Fest. I'm just gonna load some of these up so we can go through them. What is that? Is that like a furry thing? I don't know. We're not gonna click that one. I can't really tell what that image is, so we'll check what that is. Uh, Summer Animation Festival? Yeah, why not? Um, okay. Uh, yeah, there's just so many great events that like get listed here. Sometimes the issue with like Eventbrite is like a lot of them are just completely nonsensical uh nonsense. Like fur flow and financial freedom, a healing webinar for animal loving empaths. Like who's going to that? Like what? Uh okay. I think I've maybe got enough loaded here that we can go through to get my point across. But let me just look. I'm just curious because I haven't looked, and I'm just curious. Here's another one. Here's another good anime one. Sometimes cup sleeve events will be listed uh, on Eventbrite as well. Usually that's how they'll do their ticket sales. Uh, yeah, and that's it for. I mean, there's a Dungeons and Dragons, but we'll skip that one. So there's Kimochikan, Frasier Live Cutie Clinic appointment number one. This is in August 16th. This is in Crenshaw Boulevard. I don't know what this is actually. Um, do you have a case of idle fever? Then step into Nurse Frasia's clinic for a cute and sexy show featuring some of your favorite SoCal Kaigi Kaigi Kaigai idols? I have no idea. Frasier is a nurse bunny gal idol from San Diego, California, who's ready to make your heart race with her devilish charm and spicy hips. Join her and her friends in an unforgettable night of dancing, wotage, and don't be late for your appointment attire. Dress up in your best Yami Yami Kawaii Gairu or Y2K fit. Okay, cosplay is also okay. Blah blah blah. How much is this? What am I? What is? Can I? This is just like an idle event. But it's $12 for session one, and section two is a lot more. I don't know why. What's the difference? Uh, no, session two is also $12. It's just there's a VIP thing for both of them that comes with like stuff. That's interesting. Sometimes idols will also do their small events like this, and then we also have this uh, Infinity Adventures Millennium Actress. Is this just a movie screening? Uh, yeah, this is just a movie screening at Stoner Park. Free public screenings, and then you can get your free tickets. And this is just how they do that. A lot of free screenings for anime will be, listed on Eventbrite as well. It's a great way. A lot of libraries and like parks will be listing that. Dragon Fest. This is like a martial arts expo. I've been to this once. I'm gonna be honest, guys. It looks cool if you're into like martial arts or like serious comics, but it's kind of a boomer event. Going on, we have Yoi Toko. This is just a party. This is tonight. I'm not going to be going to this. It just seems it's like an anime themed party. Sounds cool. Movie and bites. Fortune favors Lady Nikuko. Tickets are $30. Why is this? This is so sometimes there will also be like smaller premieres that actually cost money. Uh, oh, and this costs money because there's a yakisoba demonstration and tasting. What? That sounds cool. When is this? This is at the end of July. This is during Comic Con weekend. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Screening, opening remarks. Very cool. Oh my goodness. So they're gonna be giving out food as part of the ticket. Okay. And then the movie itself is 97 minutes with English subtitles, and it's by Studio 4C. Oh no, it's by someone. Oh no, it's yeah by Studio 4C. Okay. 4 centimeter. Okay, and then this is the people making the food. Okay, This sounds like a great little event. I don't know if I've ever heard of this film. Let's look it up. I don't know if this is a premiere or is it new? No, this is 2021, so it's an older film. But who are we meeting here? This is the director is coming out for this one. He also directed Space Brothers, maybe, and Children of the Sea. I don't know Children of the Sea. I know Space Brothers. Uh, Very interesting. This is interesting. Uh, Kind of strange he would do this on the same weekend as Comic Con. He also did Witch Hat Atelier. What? Interesting. Interesting. Next, we also have Summer Animation Fest, and this one is $25. What am I looking at here? 2 hours of animated films by local artists, 1 hour filmmaker mixer, and community hangout. Submit your animated film. Uh, no shorts over 30 minutes, no offensive. How to submit your films. I would have loved this if I was a filmmaker. Back when I was doing stuff, for doing all my animation stuff, back when I was in school, we had like Loop De Loop, and Loop De Loop was kind of like the big event, and now it's kind of turned. This is a cool one. I hope maybe I should check this out. I don't know where is this at. Can I get to this? No, this is during San Diego Comic Con weekend. I probably won't go to this one, but it sounds cool. Um, I don't know where it's at. Northwestern Ave in Santa Monica. Ugh. The corner of Santa Monica. They don't say where exactly. Next, we have the very fugly Summer Trade and Swap by Kohai Toys. They do a lot of events. Looking up your local toy stores or like comic shops, they will list up so many events as well. And then we have a Waifu Cup Sleeve event. This one's free. This one's in Anaheim. Just a typical cup sleeve event. And then a TCG event. A lot of the TCG events, sometimes they'll be on Eventbrite. Sometimes they'll just be like on the store page as well. I don't know if they have to do so much marketing for these because usually it's just made for, people who are coming to that store specifically. And then this is just another party for Pokemon with the Pokemon theme. But the last tool that I'm going to talk about now is Posh. Posh is definitely more for parties, as you can see here. There's a lot of parties here. A lot of parties, but like they have some like this one's at a Dave and Buster's, so like sometimes they do like game themes or anime themes or I remember when the Hatsune Miku movie thing came out, there was a lot of like Hatsune Miku merch stores that you had to buy tickets for through this website. And so it's not out of the ordinary to find anime events on here. But it's mainly not anime events. Mainly it's cool people events who are just like wanting to party and like get drunk and crunk. But like sometimes there's cuter events. Like what is this? But most of these are going to be at bars. I'm going to be fully honest. What is this one? This is just SpongeBob. I'm not seeing any anime ones at the moment, other than the few Money Cat. That sounds cool. Uh, yeah, don't really see any anime ones at the moment, but it really. Oh, well, this one looks like it could be anime. Love Island Rave, but they're using kind of like an anime art. I don't know. It's really up in the air. And it also depends on like your city. So we could do New York. Maybe we'll find some anime events in New York. Um, who knows? Dude, look at this. K-pop Demon Hunters visual party in New York today at 11 p.m. I would love if I was in New York, I would love to go to that. Uh, so it really depends on who's using the website. Everything under 50. I don't know. Is this like a store? Is this like a shop? Sounds cool. That outfit screams anime to me for some reason. I don't know why. Da, 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 da. And another. This is also today. I don't know if it's just listing it again. And then here's that's Robotech. So that's definitely an anime. Future Funk. Future Funk is usually anime. Whenever I hear the terms Future Funk, it's just like, oh, you're talking about 80s anime. Okay, cool. Yeah, and that's. But I'll leave it there, guys. Those are the best ways that I find out about events. Sometimes you can find events on other websites, and it also depends on the country you're in. I'm going to be honest. When I was in Japan, finding events was really, really tough. Eventbrite lists a few in Japan, but they also use their own website called like Ptrix or something like that, and it's just kind of hard to use. Japan also loves Twitter, so if you're in Japan trying to find up events or stores or pop-ups, Twitter's probably a really good spot to use. And you know, every country, like I said, every country is different, so just make sure you find out your local's preference for what app they're using to, you know, to post out about all these events. For me, it happens to be Instagram here in LA because most of the cosplayers use Instagram, but it really changes around the world. And I'm going to leave it there for you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know if you have a secret tip for finding events in your area. I'm trying to uh, unlock. There's no gatekeeping with events. I think everyone deserves, like, people. These events, they're usually be trying to make money and they're trying to like continue the event. So I'm not trying to gatekeep them. But yeah, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.